Okay, this is our machine for you. As you can see, we've taken off all the covers so everything is open for you. But if you come over here, this is the feeding mechanism here. You have your table here. You also have your suck fan here. Let me turn this on for you. If you turn it on, this is your table height. Here's your button to go down. If you look down here, there's a switch that will stop it when the table gets all the way down. Put it in the middle, it doesn't do anything, but you turn it up and it goes up. And then when your table gets here, this is your switch for the stop. So when you load your paper in here, everything's good. This is your side guide here. It's very easily movable. If you come and look on the top here, once you get it set, you can actually tighten these down if you want to. Here and here. But most people, when they adjust this, they just bring it up tight to the paper. Okay? If you come around over this way here, you can see this is all the electronics here for the feeder. Then here is the rest of the machine. You can see all the belts here. Everything is tight. If anything were to happen, we got places to easily replace the belts if they go bad. Here's your chip chute. We have this so it's easily removed. It's not kept inside the machine. So everything is good here. If you look down here, this is the electronics. You got your power supplies here, your feeders, drivers. Everything's here. It's all easily accessible to go. This is a PC here. And as we move around, this is the other side here. Now this controls your table height. Here's your table going into the second part of the machine. This is a suck fan here, which keeps your paper down onto the paper so it's flat. Your suck fan here actually sucks the paper up and then drives it. And then this keeps it down on the table so it goes into the rollers square. Okay? Then you got your rollers. This is your blade here. This is your creasing bar. Creasing bar is very easily changeable. You can take one out and then you just slide in another one. That's all there is to it to change that. Also, before I forget, these are some things you're going to get. Certain types of paper. With most of your paper you gave us, you don't have to put these things on, but this is something to help keep the sheets down. Put that on. There's 2 screws right here. Also this is a device, comes with it. You can put it on. Helps keep the sheets down as well. Just put 2 screws in here. They attach right here. And then you also have your side guide here that comes with it. Most of the time you don't need these things, but you can just put it on here and you can screw those screws in and move this accordingly. It's designed to have this where the sheets will come up and then as they go in, and then when you make your adjustment, you make sure that everything is just snug, not tight, snug, or a little bit loose. Then we come here. This is your slip module. This is a manual one. It's adjustable. Both these here. You tighten these up, loosen these up to move them, and then tighten them down. You can't move them. Same here. Tighten it down. Can't move them. And if you don't use the module, you can easily take this out. We have a bypass that you would put in if you aren't going to use a module at all. Just screws in here. Or we have the other for your paper like this. We have the module like this, the slitter. This just goes in this way. Just falls into place. Got your screws. You would just screw them in here and here for this paper. And then you're also getting another module if you look at them, this one doesn't have as many cuts as this one does. This one has more cuts than this one. But it goes in the same way. You just take them and drop them in. Very easily. No adjustment. These are permanent fixed modules. Not like the adjustable module. Then come to the receiving end. Your paper is going to come out here. This here is adjustable. There's some screws that go in here. You can adjust this way. All you do is put the screws in, tighten it down. This one is magnetic. It just fits right here like this. And then your end sheets like this. So when your sheets come out, if they're large, you just put this like so. And then you can adjust this. And everything falls in place for you. And then you got your frame that holds everything together. Alright, this is our feeding table here. First what you have to do is you have to turn the power on. Hit the I. That turns the power on. You can hear the motor running. This controls your table height up and down. When you hit the bottom of it, there's a lever here that switches, which will stop it. So when the table comes all the way down, it will stop automatically. No adjustment necessary. Then what you do is you change this to the up position, which comes here. When your paper hits this here, it will turn off. There's no adjustment here needed to be done, but that's what happens when you load the paper in here. I will show you in a little bit. On this machine, this is a button you do not need. It's for a different option, but this is for your suck fan here. This sucks the paper up so it can feed. You just turn it on, hear the fan running. Okay, that's the last thing you do normally when you feed paper. Right now I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to grab some paper here. Show you how to load. Basically you make sure the table's down so you can put your paper up against the backstop there, forward. Now you bring your side guide in here. Most people like to have it just touching the paper. Some people may like it a little snug, some people might want a little bit, but really you just need to adjust this so it's up against the paper. Use this here to control the back of it as well. So you're done. Now we hit the table coming up. It's going to come up, and when it gets to the top, it's going to stop. It does that automatically. See how it stops? Now here's your suck fan. Your suck fan, you just turn that on. See how the paper sucks up the first sheet? Now you'd be ready to run the machine. It will go from there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you some different sheet sizes here. I'm going to lower this down. I'm going to go from this size here, which was 12 by 18. I'm going to go to 8.5 by 11. Just put your paper in here. Bring your side guide over. This here I just put in the back, like that. And again, it will stop when the paper hits the button. Again, you would then turn on your suck fan. See the paper, how it sucks up? You would now be ready to feed your machine. Okay, now we come to, this is the feeding table here. This is your suck fan. Also here is the suck, it sucks the paper up this way, and this brings the paper down. It's like a vacuum. Very expensive equipment here. But what you want is you want your sheet, when it comes out, you want it to be where it's against here. I'm going to turn on the fan so it sucks this down. See how it sucks it down here? And then you do have a guide here if needed. Most of the time you don't need it, but you can put this on here and just screw this in. But you want to make sure when you put this on, there's a little notch here. Make sure it's up against there so your paper can't move. To make sure everything is against here so you get perfect registration. Okay? Then when it goes into the rollers bring it in here. This is your knife that's going to cut if need be. No adjustment needed. It automatically goes down. You can program this through the computer. Now you have your creasing bar here, which if you need to change it, it's very easy. You just pull this out. You grab the other one, because you're getting two. Slide this in. That's all that's needed to be done here. No adjustment necessary on the creasing bar. Also too, I forgot to talk about here, we have a couple devices. Some paper, you may need to have a device to hold it down. We can easily put two screws here, which uses that, helps hold it down. And we also have this piece here, which two screws go in here to help hold the paper down as well. So these are things that you more than likely don't have to use, but they're available in case you come across certain papers or certain stocks that you require this. So they will help you in the future. Also too, this is a device here. It's specially made for your bigger sheets. These sheets here, because it's a little bit wider than that, so we had to special make this for you. So that's there for you as well. Now we come to the modules. We have different types. If you notice, we do have room here to move it in case you're cut or you need some differentiation by the printer. And you can see this goes forward or back, side to side. You can see where the hole is. You can tighten it down and make adjustments accordingly. But we also can easily take this out. This one here you can see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fixed. You cannot adjust this. Everything is fixed on this one here. But you got your spring loaded, which helps keep the blades sharp so you don't have to sharpen them all the time. But then we do have the other modules. This one here, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is for your special sheets here. You can see where I would cut them. And again, these are spring loaded as well. But there again, it just falls into place. And you would just tighten them down. Then if we go with the adjustable module, you can loosen these up, you can slide, adjust where it needs to be, tighten it down. Same with this one here, loosen it up. This will slide, tighten it down, run your sheets through, and then they would come out here. On this end here. Sheets come out, you can adjust here. Normally you don't have to adjust this, but then you adjust this here for different widths of paper. This here for different lengths. this again here. I forgot to talk about the bypass. You can take this out. If you do not want to slit or do anything like that, you can put your bypass in here. Just go through and nothing happens in this area. So just come through and right on out. Alright, we're going to load a 12 by 18 inch sheet. Power's already been turned on. So we're just sliding this in. Making sure it's all the way to the back here. Bring our side guides in so they're just touching the paper. We bring the table up till it stops when it hits the sensor. Now we turn on our suck fan. You can hear it going. Come here, we're already set up. We got 18, 12, mid on our paperweights. We're going to give you another program to show you how to operate this in more detail. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this. I'm going to stop it. Turn off my suck fan. But as you can see, we got 2 creases here. Okay, now we're going to change our sheet size here. We're going to lower the table. And we're going to do an 8.5 by 11 sheet size. And we're going to then cut, crease, and cut. So you bring this in, slide this over, we raise our table, and it will stop automatically. Now we turn on our suck fan. So we do here, we come here. You just hit run. If you notice, here was the original sheet size. You can see we creased, we cut short, so everything is good on here. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to remove the bypass module and put in the slit module. First we got to unscrew these. And we take this out. We put this on here just for protection to help protect the paint. You can peel it off once you receive the machine. Then we have our bypass module. Just make sure it's snug in here. Both sides. Now, you can adjust these here to wherever you want by sliding them. I just put them in position. We normally have a scale on here. Some people like it, some people don't. This one we didn't have one on. But I'm going to bring this over, tighten them down. Now we're still going to cut and crease, just like we did before, but we're also going to slit now. Okay?
Suck fan.
So let's turn on the suck fan, make sure everything's going to work right. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3. We're still creasing. And then to compare, you can see that this sheet is longer than the others. So we did everything. Now if you want to make these different, we can move this over. We can move this over a little bit. We can cut a different size. All it is by moving. We then hit run again. And as you can see, these are different sizes. Different size here. That one's almost the same size, but you can see a little bit difference. And then this one is bigger. So we can adjust that. Now, if you wanted to only maybe do one, you can loosen this up, pull this all the way over. Let's maybe move this more into the middle. We can now run. These are the last two. They're almost centered, but you can see by easily adjusting, we can do everything here.